Welcome, all my poetry enthusiasts. Today we're immersing ourselves in the diverse world of American poetry. From the early days of the Puritans to the vibrant expressions of contemporary voices, American poets have crafted a rich tapestry of literary movements. If you haven't watched my more extensive video on a journey through poetic ages exploring the evolution of poetry, please check the link down below in the description box. This video will simply be a brief overview of American poetry in particular. So join me as we explore key movements that have left an indelible mark on the landscapes of American poetry. Our journey begins in the 17th century with early American poetry. Poets like Anne Bradstreet, writing in the religious and moralistic framework of the Puritans, set the stage for the emergence of uniquely American expressions. Anne Bradstreet, one of the earliest American poets, is best known for her collection of poems titled The 10th Muse Lately Sprung Up in America, published in 1650. Within this collection, one of her most well-known and frequently studied poems is To My Dear and Loving Husband. To My Dear and Loving Husband is a deeply affectionate poem that explores themes of love, devotion, and the eternal nature of the bond between a wife and her husband. It is often cited as an exemplary work of early American literature and a testament to Bradstreet's skill in expressing profound emotions through her poetry. Fast forward to the early mid-19th century and the era of American Romanticism. Between the 1800s and 1860s, we find poets like Edgar Allan Poe, Emily Dickinson, and Walt Whitman. Dickinson's introspective verses and Whitman's celebratory Leaves of Grass exemplify the diversity within this movement. This era is yet another one of my favorites, as you may see through my love of Emily Dickinson. I not only have a brief biography of Emily on my channel, which I'll link down below, but I have a growing collection of her poems recited by yours truly. I don't know about you, but I was a little tired of hearing an old, wise Englishman reciting wild nights, but I digress. Within the same era, transcendentalism took root. From the 1830s to the 1840s, poets like Margaret Fuller, along with thinkers like Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry David Thoreau, explored a spiritual connection with nature and the universe. Many also claim Emily Dickinson was a transcendental poet as well, with her numerous poems describing nature and time. Moving into the mid-late 19th century, realism and naturalism influenced American poetry. Poets like Emily Dickinson, bridging romanticism and realism, and Sarah Jewett delved into the complexities of human experiences and social issues. Emily's Because I Could Not Stop for Death is a wonderful example of realism poetry. And while more known for his prose work, Stephen Crane's poetry also reflects naturalistic themes. In his poem, A Man Said to the Universe, Crane presents a view of a universe indifferent to human concerns, embodying a naturalistic perspective that emphasizes the harsh realities of existence. The 1920s witnessed the Harlem Renaissance, a cultural and artistic movement. Between the 1920s and 1930s, poets like Langston Hughes and Countee Cullen led the way, celebrating African American culture, music, and addressing racial issues. I'd like to share an excerpt of a poem from Langston Hughes. I've known rivers. I've known rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. The Negro Speaks of Rivers is a powerful exploration of the African American experience and identity, drawing connections between the speaker's soul and the ancient rivers that have witnessed the passage of time and the struggles of generations. Hughes often used his poetry to celebrate African American culture and heritage, making a significant impact on American literature. Now, jumping ahead to the mid-20th century, we encounter the Beat generation. Between the 1950s and 1960s, poets like Diane Prima joined the ranks of Allen Ginsberg and Jack Kerouac, rejecting norms and embracing personal expression. Amidst the social upheavals of the 1950s and 1960s, confessional poetry emerged. Poets like Sylvia Plath and Anne Sexton in the late 1950s and 1960s shared intensely personal experiences, contributing to a new era of poetic introspection. Anne Sexton went on to win the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry in 1967 for her book, Live or Die. As we move into contemporary times, American poetry continues to evolve with diverse voices. The landscape includes the experimental language poetry movement, the powerful expressions of the Black arts movement, and the ongoing contributions of various ethnic and cultural communities. And there you have it, a journey through key movements in the American poetry. This exploration only scratches the surface of the vast and dynamic world of American poetic expression. If you have a favorite American poet or movement, or if you'd like to explore a specific era further, share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring the beauty of words and the magic of American poetry. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay inspired.